mama salute. Now we all come together as well. For tomorrow, now we go make salute. And it's how will you there? It no matter. It's how will you be? It no matter. Anything you they do, it no matter. Oh yeah, it no matter. Now we putting up stronger one inside Sierra Leone, like a big quantity. Where is not a shame. TTP-TV, talking points platform. Then they give you information about salute.
Yes, family, I want to welcome back to yet another very important segment where they come through the Talking Point platform. My name is Mohamed Kago, and today is the 14th of September 2021. In the program, we get three main issues. The first thing first, we want to take the current affair where they happen at the sub-regions, to be specific Guinea. As we promise una, we go to update una. Why we want to come personal? Because we know say Guinea in our sisterly country. Anything where they happen at Guinea, it gets an effect to it, whether positive or negative. You know, say a lot of people are about for go buy goods and services, for go buy goods, especially for cancel na salon. And right now, with this current situation, the land, the sea, the air all blocked, na difficult time. Yeah. So the second one, now the issue of President Julius Maada Bio, we again don't go to Nigeria for one-day summit. And thirdly, we look at the issue of the ferry. The governments don't say, then don't sign a memorandum of understanding, a business agreement with one Turkish company, according to the trade minister, for make them count 3 ferries there. In this program, we don't talk extensively regarding how the ferry dangerous. Some of we even call it a floating coffin, because we know the danger way that ferry they pose. So that's news, not good news for if that's calm. Now, let me take first thing first. Now, this is not so something when you again, everybody now the social media don't see, yes, indeed. I mean, what happened in Guinea, where like you say, too much of one thing is good for nothing. I mean, Pasmati not fine. We can say Pasmati not fine. We see the role of Alpha Conde for destroy the country after the opportunity for Withdrew time. Now, the country in a very tight condition, despite people that try for help. Anytime a transition takes place within one regime to another, even without a coup, we know it's difficult to challenging. Right now, what's happening in Guinea is very, very difficult for the country as a whole. So then get the traditional leaders, like get paramount chief there, Solomon Asalo, were very powerful. Where then they urge for make them get sort of like a say. And again, the Colonel will take over the reins of power in Guinea, Colonel Doumbouya. They try to make a kind of inclusive government according to what they say. But anyway, like we say, we bring for some of them clip here, short one for Leonard get understanding about what they happen in Guinea. Take a look at the current situation in Guinea, and we come to the next item.
Now let's go to the West African nation of Guinea on the programme, where 9 days ago the coup d'etat took place. And now the military is facing renewed pressure to set a timeline for elections. 4 days of talks are kicking off today, and to discuss, we can talk to our senior reporter, James Andre, who's in Conakry. James, who's taking part in these talks today, and what are the chances of anything being agreed?
Well, for now, what has happened at this stage is that Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya has met with the political leaders of the country. Now, this took place in this building, which is right behind me, which is the People's Palace here in Conakry. Now, there were many, many people who were wanting to take part in this meeting. And indeed, well, it started with the national hymn. Then, indeed, Mamadi Doumbouya addressed the politicians of the country for about 4 to 5 minutes. Now, we spoke to some people. We're not allowed to be inside that room, but we spoke to some people who were, and they told us that he said that what he wanted was an inclusive process, that he wanted transparency, that he would not be meeting with any of the political leaders on the side, that he wanted everyone to be present. He also said that he did not want there to be a personification of power around himself. He did not want also that there to be populism. He said he wanted work to be done, and he wanted to be inclusive. Now, after having addressed them for 5 minutes, well, he sat down and listened to these political leaders. 15 of them spoke up. There are about 200 to 300 parties in Guinea-Conakry, and there were roughly around 100 people inside that room. 15 were chosen to speak, and well, they conveyed their opinion about how the transition was to be conducted. One notable intervention was that of the RPG representative, that is the party of ousted President Alpha Condé, who asked if indeed Alpha Condé was being treated correctly in what his state was, and was he to be released. There was no answer from the junta. At the end of the meeting, it was one of Mamadi Doumbouya's aides-de-camp that spoke to the politicians assembled, saying that they wanted them to come back with memorandums with what they believed was the step forward for Guinea. This was the first and probably the most important of these meetings today. There's another one that's very important, and that will be the meeting where the traditional leaders of all 4 regions of Guinea are invited. And indeed, well, some of them, including especially the one in Lower Guinea, had opposed quite strongly the rule of Alpha Condé. So then again, these are traditional leaders, and they're also extremely important here in the social network of Guinea.
And that's what's happening at the political level, James. But you've been in the country for several days now talking to civilians. Give us a sense about how they feel about the coup d'etat and the new military leadership in their country.
Well, for regular people, they're all watching what's going on here today at the People's Palace. People here are very anxious to know what kind of transition will be implemented. Will it be a military one? Will it be a civilian one? People here, a lot of them live in misery. It's important to note that nearly half the population in Guinea lives with less than $1 a day, whereas the country, of course, is very rich when it comes to minerals. So a lot of them say, right, we've been abandoned for the last 60 years. None of the ruling systems that we've known till now have helped us on a day-to-day basis. This is what people have been telling us, and they hope this time it will be different. So they are hopeful, but they're also weary when they see the military in power in the country. This is not the first coup, of course, in Guinea in its history since 1958 and the independence. There was only one free and fair election here in this country. So they're very much waiting, listening, wanting to see what will come out of these meetings, and wanting to see, of course, what the transition government will look like, because that, of course, is key as to how this is going to unfold in the months to come.
James Andre for us there in Conakry, Guinea. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, so Famo, that are the updates from Guinea, and this is not just a lesson to African leaders and for say the power not belong to you, the power belong to the people. And in as much as some of we not like the khaki boys and we didn't have power, because we know say these are people and we can change. Look what's in the happen in Uganda, where there was a coup and the current president, Yoweri Museveni, from where overthrew, where say they're not can stay, they can make changes. Since then, it's more than 30 years, it's still there. So we not trust the military, but in a situation where things are going like what's made happen in Guinea, and then not just it just natural for that happen. So like I said, with the update to now, we continue for bringing short videos and what they happen, and for let get a lesson for Sierra Leoneans, let leaders and pay attention and do the right thing. And when you time done, now for go peacefully, rest, still relax. Enjoy what you don't take. I mean, then guy you don't have party billions, millions, and I mean, and just not just satisfied. I mean, you don't let the country pass everybody in the country. No, there are people in back where get the country at much more, maybe pass you. At least they don't give you chance, you don't walk. Okay, exit the door peacefully, go sit. Now, like you don't act on stage. When you time done, now for go down to the crowd, and then you move. Allow the other person for come. But we African leaders, they don't get the people at heart. They want the money, they want the power, they want everything. I mean, at your age, 83, 84 years, what kind of stamina we get again? I mean, and for most who don't understand, then they force them for making resign now, honorably, according to sources, he's saying that they resign. He's still there on that tight lockdown. But once we get any further development, we will bring account to now. Now, let we jump in a salon. Now, the people, and for many, many times, we don't talk about the ferry in the country. about the current situation, the dilapidated situation, state where they, and we even the fear that if government not do something, maybe ask the fella, we they pray let that not happen. But in as much as we they pray for let that happen, we have to be proactive. The ferry in states not good. Few days ago, both the ferry by Bure MV Maera, you wouldn't just renovate the old stock. Middle sea, past them they get for you people and they use boats for go take them. And I mean, if people like say maybe the government they listen to them talk there, and from what to understand the minister of tourism, the minister of transport, don't deal with talks with some partners in Turkey for count 3 ferries. But we had for believe them guy there because how many promises that would don't bring Canada we know they see in reality. But maybe not just because of the state of the ferry, make okay, they say, oh, bring candies. But anyway, I'll just remind the people and also see the condition of this. And then clip here, I'll get them boku, but I'll just take some of their back and see the current state of the ferry.
Good morning, me people them. Good morning, people. Salon. Good morning to me people them around the world. Do you know we watch this video? Do you and see this video? When they see the ferry download this morning for go with people, some people and then they go work, some of them they go do business, so make they able to get a living. Just like we all know how the country triangle so right now. Now the ferry don't wreck. What they cause all is that because of now old ferry we they use, all old ferries that they would use, ferry where other world don't tire with, and then we they use na salon. Look now the ferry don't wreck. People they want go for go do them business and get a living. Where not they for go. Now all they see. Now boats they transport the people and now from the ferry to the land. Do you have a government now help you get new ferries at this place here until you make the bridge? We don't see the bridge yet, but now help you get now 2 new ferries have at least people can go manage them until the bridge make. And not all man get for what use the bridge. Plenty most of the people the business people get for use the ferry. Do you and my brothers and sisters over and there around the world, do you help we una get money, help you get new ferries? Do you have people in the suffer? Una all they see now, do you watch this video and see them everywhere? Any group where you there, do you see this video, make people then see them around the world and help we able to get new ferries at this place here. Look at right now, it didn't agree.
Yeah, so Fambo, that now the short clip. This now now recent one, and we get another one. Then we not just one bring camp long one because we already know the situation of the ferry. The ferry they in a very bad shape. And again, we always it's a lot will not be like fire brigade. Whenever we wait until we see fire before we go for go utter. Now we have to be proactive. This ferry we don't talk plenty term. The government need for back up. The government because the role of the government are for protect lives and property of the citizens there. And yeah, we know that a lot of people and they use this ferry for go buy goods and services in Lunge and come back free to and can survive, particularly Makituma and the Womade, the sisters there. And I mean, it just be out of interest for let the government pay attention. But what we see of recent time now social media, the Minister of Transport and Aviation, Mr. Kabine Kalon, don't sign a contract with one Turkish company for provide 3 ferries service. We hope and pray, and we also believe say maybe the videos that they share or the content that they make now they at least don't reach the ears and the minds of government, and government want to take action now for bring ferries there. And we welcome Nande. We pray for let that happen because with that at least we go potentially be proactive, save lives. We maybe if we not do this now, because I mean when ferry don't hold it don't hold, when machine don't hold it don't hold. I mean you just need for changer. So that now the one good news we want to see first, because like I mentioned earlier on, we need for see practical thing. It's not about promising, because we don't see many promises from this government. We don't even see even the Lunge Bridge them. We don't even see any construction started. I don't know if you did wait for election 1 year towards election before begin saying now we not see nothing. But in as much as we understand, say difficult for get money, but the ferry at least then they able. Now, if you look at even the travel, where the president, the travel, and the entourage, your wife, in picking there, in ministers, everybody, where they can just put now one bundle and send abroad for go take 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We want for believe, say, if now that money that they said they invest on the ferry, it will help save, or it will salvage, or it will reduce the suffering of the people there. So now that make we feel good where we are this news, say government depend try for bring country ferries with a partnership from Turkey. We hope that be reality. Now we move to the next agenda, the next topic where we get here, where we look at the president in travel one. I mean, this new again, and Salon people are not used to this. We know say we get a president where just listen, not just care, not just want to know. I mean, when we say democracy, now the rule of the people, by the people, and for the people. And as a president, you get for listening what? Your subjects. We see the austerity where the government, they talk about, say, things are not the money, not the nuts, not the. We're there in a very difficult situation, pandemic, I know, when things are extremely difficult for all the major countries. And we'll talk about Salon. But when they see the government, I mean, they keep on doing the same. The president, they keep on doing the same thing. The flyover, we know say they fly not a small money there. Each time the president fly with the entourage, it costs the taxpayers huge amount of money. Look at the last conference where people and criticize heavily that the conference was hybrid. Then just invite very few people there, and the rest they're online. So people are not be seeing no need for let the president get an entire family for go England for go attend an hybrid program. But again, after that, we understand say that was not the intention. The intention was he gets a plan for going to spend another 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So that make the team be just, I mean, board one shake. You fly, you go board one fly, you go shake the tick. You go just run away, So I mean, we don't see back this Nigeria and Salon, not a far country. Apart from being not far a country, we know economically strong, and the president get all the facility for like the old virtual conference, what have you. Because the conference where we say that where they invite her for more to understand about malaria, about some basic cooperation with Nigeria and Salon. But again, one day, just one day, where he go use that one day because. I mean, for it go use any facility where you get, you go use the internet. You go able simply go able to partake online without having to worry or spending huge amounts of money, having to hire a private jet. I mean, even okay, you go answer maybe Nigeria and get a plane, then they will send one for Kantika. What about the per diem, the people where they go? Down there, they cost the country huge amounts of money. And that's now one. And I mean, even all the travel we don't see within the short period when the president don't travel, we don't see anyone who don't count dividend, we don't actually materialize into something positive or don't translate into benefit for Salon people there. So we don't know how. Or maybe it's just a kind of president who say, okay, now me time I enjoy, way done, you don't. I mean, because if you know to listen the subordinate, you electorate, you know to listen the people there, then definitely it means you are not serving. You are just serving yourself, or serving you ego, if you want to put it like that. So me, honestly, I don't know. We African leaders, they respect their citizens. They respect them people that really give them power. Because if you say at any time they get power for manipulate. We know they say the president for travel. But the frequent travel don't become a nuisance. If I want to put on, so it don't become a nuisance to people. People entire for you say the president don't travel, the president don't go under, the president don't travel, the president don't go under, the president don't go under. Even one day travel said the president did travel. Even we get the opportunity. Look then this year when there was a coup in Guinea, there was a virtual meeting of all the ECOWAS heads of states where they do one day they reach at a resolution for suspend Guinea out of ECOWAS because of the military coup. So for tell you say now, not everything you're moving. Look at Joe Biden will come. I never try to compare Salone and Guinea. I mean, Salone and like America in any kind form of shape. But don't look at some way come and meet problem. Even though if I use down there for travel around the world, it's still sticking in place. But we will see from what the presidents come, not travel upon travel. If you not travel for go clear Salone name, you go travel because of this. You go travel. We get high commissioner in Nigeria. We get high commissioner in England, in UK. We get ambassadors there. We get people there where government they send for go represent the country there. Ambassadors them, high commissioners them. What's not their role? If each time the issue day, the president therefore go in person. So what is the role? Why are they being paid? Why did they give them money? I mean, this is not just common sense. Not just common sense. The people in the southern of the country too much. It's high time the president therefore pay attention on this. Otherwise, 2023, the people in SF then will pay their attention on exclusively on the ballot box. The ballot box will speak for himself. So Fambule and the short items there we can look at quickly. The current situation in Guinea and the president, of course, again, new, he don't fly again. And again, 3 ferries, we expect them for Canada country. This are a promise. This now sort of message, now sort of like a memorandum, now sort of a political statement, maybe not true, maybe not true. But the long and short of it, we wish for let them ferry a car. Because if you ferry them then at the country, then go help salvage the problem, then go help solve the serious problems and will people in the suffer, did they get, and the potential accidents where the old ferry maybe they might cause along the line. So until then, my name is Mohamed Kagbo. We will come back next time with another interesting segment. Bye-bye. Yes.